Am I a little bit nervous? Yes, because this is something new, but I know because I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable that this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. And hello, lovely luminaries. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah Vie, and I am a fellow luminary, and I call myself an abundant lifestyle designer. I wanted to come on here because, as you know, I hope, if you don't know, I just signed a deal to start my own talk show. And it is called Living Abundantly with Sarah Vie. It's going to be recorded in New York City. But some of the other things, if you don't know me, is that I am a two-time international best-selling author. My 2 books that have kind of gotten me to this place. And I have a 3rd book that is coming out in fall 2024 that I swear I've been working on forever, but it's finally coming to a head. And as I mentioned to you at the beginning, this fall, I didn't know that my life could get more abundant and exciting. And I have been asked to host my own TV show. Was this on my dream, in my dream book? We start recording or taping in September 19th. I just got on a phone with my 2 producers and my editor and my creative director. So this is so exciting. And what this TV show is all about, where I get to shine the light, if you will, on all the different ways each one of us has to tap into the most incredible abundant joy, living a life of enrichment, a life filled with all, I'm going to say, colors of abundance. And, I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm going to get back on here doing lives here and on Instagram. Like I said, it has always been a dream of mine. We never know when things are going to happen, but this show, being in front of even bigger audience, has really been a dream of mine when I was little. I loved acting. I loved being on camera. Not that I was on camera when I was little, but I always really enjoyed being in the spotlight, if you will, but I never was able to. I always felt as if I had to be silent. So when I was this aspiring new author, a few years ago, I kind of felt like I was struggling to get any kind of traction until I got a couple of interviews. This is how the progression starts, the small steps that I always say. We get to take these small steps to get to the big dream, to the big goal that perhaps we want to manifest. I work with a publicist. I invested in myself. I work with this incredible publicist who now is my producer. With my book, I was able to manifest some incredible interviews, and they were on all the channels, ABC, NBC, CBS. You can actually go to my website, sarahvie.com, and you can kind of watch all of them. So I kind of love that. For some reason, I just wasn't nervous. I was really prepared. And from there, I took this dream of mine and I created some amazing meditations, which are on my YouTube channel. I put them on because this is how I wanted to expand my audience even more. And those meditations started to take off. I think I have over 60,000 subscribers. The views that I've gotten on my meditations, some of them, are like 250,000 views. So this is how I started to manifest this dream of being the host of my own TV show. It's going to air in October 2024, so in the fall. After that, I wanted to try out being a host or a co-host on 2 of 2 talk shows. One was Wake Up with Marcy. The second one was Lift Off, and they were all recorded in New York. So I got another step closer to my goal. And now, because I have my own show, I get to spread this inner abundant wealth to an even bigger audience. And, one of the segments I'm creating right now, it's called the Abundant Author Corner Nook series, where I actually get to highlight fellow authors who have stepped into the same path that I have and who have chosen to take that brave, because it is a brave path of publishing their own powerful stories. Anything from my 2 books were a children's book, then I did a memoir, and now this new book is all about abundance. Everything that I would like to feature, and I'm going to tell you little details, is authors that have chosen to take this brave path, whether you have written a memoir or self-help. I don't do any sci-fi or anything like that. This is what I want to talk to you about. Anyone in this writer community with a book that has already come out or that a book that is coming soon, I would love to talk to you. If you don't want to talk to me, I would love for you either to write in the direct message of writer, maybe, hashtag writer, and tell me what your big why, what was your big why? What was the reason you wanted to have your voice heard in your life? Because I know I have such a powerful story of me feeling completely silent for the majority of my life. And I know that it took a lot of pretty much everything in me to create this new talk show. So I want to hear, what was the reason why you wanted your voice to be heard in your life? And I want to hear about the scarcity story that you identified with before, maybe during, or even after you began writing your book. And then I want to know, what is the abundant message that you want your readers to understand? I would love to know whether this is in alignment. What my idea is to feature authors and people with stories in my Abundant Authors Nook. We're still kind of ironing out the details. We want authors to come in, and I want to spotlight you, because I know how difficult it was for me to feel like, my voice, my light was being seen by the right people. Like I said, we're ironing out all the details for this talk show. And I am very happy to report that I've filled all the slots for September, but October and November, I want to invite whomever is willing to take that big leap and step into this big dream. Of course, I want to honor as many people as I can, but I really want people that are serious, whether they've had a book coming out, they feel like their thought leadership needs to be heard by more people. This talk show, Living Abundantly with Sarah Vie, is going to be airing to 6.8 million people from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and then we can buy spots in various locations. But all that, my producers are all in charge of that. What I want for you is to tell me your story. What is your why? What was that reason why you wanted your voice to be heard, number one? What was that scarcity story that maybe was holding you back before you wrote the story? Was there any kind of, that chatterbox during, and then even after you wrote your book? Did you hear any kind of negative limitations? Oh my God, I've heard it all from me. My scarcity story was that I didn't even know how to write. I believed that was my identity. I didn't know how to do that. You're just going to fail. So, being that failure that I taught myself, that's what really stopped me from becoming the author, talk show host, whatever. It was just this story that I used to identify with over and over again. And of course, the last question is, what is the abundant message that you want your readers to understand about you? This is something that, I want to invite as many people in as possible. This is really interesting because the people that I'm going to invite into are people that are really making an incredible transformation in their lives. And, my demographics are, 45 and up. But, me turning, I call it now Sexty Fun. It's gonna be 61 or Sexty Fun in August. And, this is my final chapter of my life. And I am going to fill this part of my life with other people that are really making, transformational steps into a new version of who you are. And I am just so over the moon excited about creating this for others, for other luminaries that really want to be heard. This is just a very small segment of this new Living Abundantly with Sarah Vie. And, the other things are going to be other people. I have some really amazing celebrities that I have already booked in for the first 5 segments of the show in September. I'm not going to reveal anything yet. Everything in this show has everything to do about living abundantly. It's about mindset. It's going to be about food. And I have chefs coming on there. And it's not just going to be about, chefs cooking food. What I want to do is I want to have chefs let us understand how food is in alignment with their true selves. Like what recipe really resonates with their true abundant selves. We all have abundance inside of us, and we can have abundance be expressed through books, through food, through the way we dress, through how we decorate our surroundings, how we travel. It is all about allowing ourselves to experience a fulfilled life. The environment thing I just so fascinated with because I was on with my manifesting circle on Sunday mornings, and I was drinking my coffee out of one of my favorite cup and saucers. And some people don't even think about that. Like, oh, I'm just going to have it out of a plastic cup or, a mug. Nothing wrong with football teams, but, I love to drink my coffee out of a cup and saucer. I never even thought about that, but they pointed that out. So it's just going to be about all the things about living abundantly. Am I a little bit nervous? Yes, because this is something new, but I know because I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable that this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. And that is also living abundantly, is learning how to feel the fear, feel the discomfort, and do it anyway. And I'm going to do it anyway. I have an incredible team that is helping me create this. But if you are an author and you want to take this big leap and you want to try this, I would love to have you. We are ironing out all the little details about, how this is going to work. But if you are an author, an abundant author, I would love to have a conversation, direct message me or send me an email. Let me know what the answers are. So like I said, I cannot wait to get this going. Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming about all the things that I am, but I know because I've done so much work on my authentic self, I know I'm going to rock this, and I know this is going to be exactly the step that I need to take. So contact me. If you don't feel like answering the questions, but you just want to talk to me, please get in touch with me because I would love to talk to authors and people really trying to step into a new version of who they are and that are maybe drinking their coffee out of a cup and saucer. I don't know.